And welcome in to the Rob and Kale Show. I'm Rob Sanders. Thanks for joining us this evening. We got hopefully a great show planned for you. My name is Rob Sanders. I am here in Columbia, South Carolina. My podcast co-host is in the upstate. He is Carolina Jackpot, Kale Hall. Kale, what's up, buddy?
Not much, buddy. How you doing tonight?
I am doing well. I thought we would try to stoke some fires tonight. Talk a little bit about what I sent you today. In that EA Sports dropped their college football rankings, the top 100 players. Both South Carolina's quarterback and Clemson's quarterback were in the mix. Clemson's quarterback, Cade Klubnik, listed a little bit higher than Lenora Sellers. But I thought we'd talk about if you could have your own world here, which quarterback would you take first? Might be fun to talk about tonight, don't you think?
Sure. I got to go on ahead and level up with you. I cannot stand that damn game, that damn kids game, and their rankings out there, and everybody just going freaking gaga over it. But, hey, it's your dime, buddy, and we're here to spill it. So,
well, I just thought it would be fun here, the 4th
what's
of July.
going on with everybody here tonight? We got 10 of y'all in here watching.
It'll get better as the show goes on.
Important enough thing here. I don't know where everybody sometimes they show up late. I don't know.
Anyway, I thought we would go over some of that this evening, talk a little bit about, when you look at the quarterback situation here in South Carolina and Clemson, like our state is chock full of talent when you stop and look at it, I mean, are there two? I put our state up against the rest of the country as far as having a 1-2 punch there.
You talking about on the offensive side of the ball, or
I'm talking about just at quarterback. Like if you take our two quarterbacks,
to be such a small state and only have two major, both of them got players up in the top 5 or whatever of that. That's pretty stout.
Very stout.
Pretty stout. I don't know when it's ever. Well, I mean, I don't know if we had a video game back in 2013, maybe Connor Shaw and Taj Boyd would have been up there or something, But that back then our players, it was just all like, what do you call it? Generic, I guess.
Sure. Peckerhead already chiming in. TJ Parker watches Dylan Stewart film to learn moves. You know what? You have to support your guy, and that's fine. But it's going to break your heart that TJ Parker is going to be drafted higher than Dylan Stewart. I'm sorry. That hurts your feelings.
Well, they don't even go in the same class.
That's fine. TJ Parker will be drafted higher than Dylan Stewart.
Bullshit.
Bookcase of accountability to my right.
Okay, well, in 3 years or whatever.
No. It's next season. Next season. After this season, the season after that, Stewart will be in the draft, and he will he'll get drafted lower than TJ Parker. I'm putting it on the bookcase of accountability right now.
Sure, Rob.
You could put your stuff up there. You could talk about Stewart being the greatest player ever if you want. There's plenty of room for your horse shit.
Greatest player ever.
On the bookcase of accountability too. You got your own shelf. Peg and Megan still has his trash can down on the floor, but you've got your own shelf, sir.
I never really even hear anybody talk about TJ Parker, and I'm not trolling here. I don't.
He's listed as one of the top defensive linemen. I've seen him as high as the number 3 pick in some drafts. So
not like Peter Woods. I mean, they're just they're busts. They were the defense was terrible last year.
I think there was more of a scheme last year than anything, but you're right. There was one of the worst Clemson defenses in the past decade as far as the numbers show.
I'm sure Coach Allen's going to come get it shored up.
I think that if he farts in their direction and they move a little bit, they'll play a little bit better. That's why when you watch some of their stuff, it was like you go back, like I was watching clips of the Pitt game the other day. And nobody knew where the fuck they were supposed to be. It was terrible.
Well, that's awful. That was like what, game 9 or 10?
Yeah, I'm just saying if he has any effect on that defense, they're going to be better because the bar is so low.
Whatever happened to Wes Goodman?
I don't know. I think he go to Oklahoma? I think he went out there with Venables.
Maybe he's an analyst or something.
I don't know. That's a good question. I'll look that up right now. But assistant outside linebacker coach at the University of Oklahoma. That's where he's at now. He's coaching linebackers at Oklahoma.
Have you heard the rumors about this BYU quarterback shopping around looking for a place to land?
Well, my field correspondent, Big Barney Ross, sent me a message saying that Tennessee was looking at picking up the quarterback from BYU. That story's weird. He got suspended for having sex because you're not supposed to have sex at BYU. But then there's accusations that he raped somebody.
No, the rape part was first, and then the girl dropped the lawsuit.
Oh, okay. So I got my stuff mixed up. I apologize.
But yeah,
there was some
if Tennessee and Josh Heupel, if they take that guy, they're the lowest form of fucking scum out there. After this other kid already hit the damn portal and came out here to do his best to attempt to rescue you in a shitty situation, and you would just throw him to the fucking wolves to go after this freak? That's crazy.
I didn't know that the raping was first. He
didn't. He just fucked her. But
how is it though? How is it though that you can have a case and call it a rape case, and then like the victim says, "No, there was no raping now, so we can just move on."
I don't know.
I don't understand that.
She dropped the suit. So just because you dropped the suit doesn't mean that there was no rape. It just means you dropped the suit, right? We're not lawyers. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to be a smart ass here, but here's the thing. Would I conform to an honor code where you couldn't drink coffee, you couldn't have a beer, you couldn't knock boots? No, I wouldn't, because I wouldn't choose to go there. He chose to go there. He chose to play there. He knew what the honor code was. The honor code says you don't have sex if you're not married. So he's undisciplined, doesn't know how to follow fucking rules. I wouldn't want him on my damn football team. I wouldn't want him. I wouldn't go after him in a damn portal. I think John Hopeful needs to just stay away from that.
Well, but Tiger Red Devil says maybe they settled out of court. How do you settle out of court with a rape charge?
I don't know.
I don't get it. It's like, hey, you can rape me, and there's and I won't press charges if you give me money, or I mean, what's going on here? It's a mess. Billy
said, "Oh please, what?"
I don't know what Billy's old. Don't bother Billy. Gunsmoke may have skipped on his damn digital track, and he might be mad. Will says he should have put a ring pop on her finger before putting his PP in her. Thank you for contributing, Will.
Somebody told me yesterday, your take on that's terrible. You'd be all over it too if you had some hot blonde all over you. Okay, well, who said she was a hot blonde? She ain't come out in public and said, "Hey, I'm the girl, I'm the chick." I think she's pretty much stayed under wraps. I mean, I'm sure. All right, well,
Billy says, okay, the case was dismissed. Do some research. Fine. All right.
That's what we said. The case was dropped. Don't need to do no goddamn research. I already knew the damn thing was dropped.
But here's my thing, though.
Dropped, whatever.
He agreed to go to BYU. And you know that if you go to BYU, they're going to expect you have to live to a higher standard to be a football player there because of the religious aspect of the school. So automatically it's like, all right, well, he chose to go there. He has to live by those rules, right?
Right.
Yeah. So he didn't do that. Now he's got to find somewhere else to go. But the whole thing with Tennessee, if they're going after him, what does that tell you? in my opinion, it says, you know what? Maybe we don't like the quarterbacks we have
Yeah,
now.
maybe you know what that what's his name? What is really is just garbage. But still, I mean,
maybe everything Peckerhead said about him is true.
He I don't know. I mean, he up at the last minute. He left where he was at. He came to you at the beginning of the summer. You know, he's been going over to Josh Heupel's house to learn the offense. I mean, that's just shitty, in my opinion.
I don't know what's going to happen with that.
Will Eubanks says it would be the most Tennessee thing to say. Yeah. Well, look at this. The Tennessee man is cracking on Tennessee. It would be the most Tennessee thing to say yes to this guy, but no to Greg Schiano.
By the way, if you would have had Greg Schiano there and you didn't hire Pruitt, I think they hired Pruitt instead of Schiano. Is that the way that it worked out, if I remember correctly? Yeah, you would have.
Yeah, they had a chance to hire Mike Leach.
I'm just saying, I don't remember the Schiano thing was right before Pruitt or was it after Pruitt?
It was during the Pruitt. It was right before they hired Jeremy Pruitt. They got mad because they was going to hire Schiano. They set a Dollar General on fire or a McDonald's or something, and they all threw a big fit, and they decided not to hire him. They didn't want to hire him because Braves just hit a 3-run homer. Yeah.
My
exciting.
God, this show is ADD as fuck.
Huh?
I just said the show's ADD as hell. You're talking about the quarterback situation at Tennessee, and then all of a sudden,
well, no, I just saw
the Braves hit a 3-run homer.
It's about time they fucking did something. How can you lose? Losing to the Angels just doesn't seem right. But yeah, that and then they
Well, I don't remember the whole thing of it
because he was at Penn State when all that shit was going on. He wasn't raping young boys. I mean, let's be real.
No, I don't know. The
They
Comrades
tried to
still
make
think
some
that John
excuse
Gruden's
that
gonna go
he
there.
wasn't a good NFL coach, so that's why he didn't want him. Bullshit.
No, the Comrade still makes jokes about the whole John Gruden's going there, and that's the truth. But I don't know. I think they would have been better off with Schiano.
Jay Rice in the chat asked me, well, I've heard you say you live closer to Clemson than Columbia. Why do you pull for the Gamecocks? Or why don't you pull for Clemson? Because I don't. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Ask Rob. Rob lives so close he could throw a rock and hit the damn stadium. He can probably smell that lush green grass from Willie B when the breeze blows just right over there towards his hacienda.
How about where I live does not determine who I'm a fan of? How about that's a better answer?
There you go.
There you go. That's a good
way of putting it.
Anyway, they'd have been better off if they'd hired Schiano, in my opinion. Just saying.
Well, they'd have been better off than they would have been with Jerome Pruitt. I mean, I don't know about John Heupel. Damn.
Anyway. All right, so we are sticking with our theme tonight about who would you pick first? Would you go with Lenora Sellers or would you go with Cade Klubnik? I'm going to put the link out here. You're welcome to join the show, and we'll get this thing rolling. I already told Jackpot earlier today. Klubnik is rated as a 92 in the EA Sports game. Sellers is rated as a 91. So when you really stop and think about it, I think Sellers has the higher ceiling than Klubnik does. And I would take Sellers because of his arm talent, in my opinion. I think that he can put the balls in better spots than Klubnik can. And I think that's what's going to hinder Klubnik when he gets to the next level. I don't think that he has the arm strength to put the balls in the windows that he needs to put them in. So if you're asking me, I'm going to go with Sellers. That's who
to that point. Now we know Klubnik. He was a turnover machine 2 years ago. Last year he cleaned it up. He threw a bad interception at the Carolina game, but other than that, I mean, he took care of the ball pretty well. Now that's something Norris needs to work on. He's got to take care of the ball better this year.
Right.
If we're going to move forward any.
Walk It Off Sports says, has Sellers proven he's a great thrower yet? I've seen him throw some dimes.
Yeah, I mean, he's got
the Alabama game jackpot was that where he hit what's his name in the end zone. That ball was a dart. Across his body.
Bennett or
the one with the touchdown at the end of the game for Alabama.
Nick Harbor,
Harbor, where he threw that ball and the way that he threw it across his body, going out of bounds. I mean, that was an impressive ass throw.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of throw the NFL looks at. So there's that. I mean, look, we can throw shit at each other about our teams all we want, but if we're being honest, that's who I'm going after. If my choice of quarterbacks are the two, I'm gonna take Sellers.
Yeah.
Simply because he has more arm talent, in my opinion, than Klubnik does. Now, Klubnik may put up better numbers. Klubnik's also had better coaching, in my opinion, and Klubnik's had better players around him to throw the ball to. I think that's fair. But as far as just talent, I think Sellers is a better talent.
I don't know that those receivers are necessarily better. I think what you said about the coaching, maybe not on that deal. Maybe not on that deal.
I mean, if the coaching was so great, why are they changing offensive coordinators?
It's not been developed.
I'll roll with the Clemson coaching staff over the South Carolina coaching staff.
Well, I mean, you have one take a head coaching job. I mean, Shane Beamer does. He breeds coaches. Look, I mean, his offensive coordinator that I was ready. His offensive coordinator that I was ready to run out of town. Look, he's even those people are getting head coaching jobs.
Oh God!
That Beamer tree is starting to spread a little bit.
I'm not even going to address the whole thing with the coaching staff. If y'all are going to be on this whole setup of, I'm being honest with you and saying your guy is a legit player, and the first thing you come back with is, our offensive coordinator took a job somewhere else. You wanted him to go. All of you did. So stop with that.
Nonsense. I didn't mind it. But I mean, he's still got a promotion. Still got a head coaching job.
I love you, Jackpot, but I will not bury myself.
Loby says if I had to choose between Klubnik and Sellers, I'd probably go Klubnik. He needs to work on. What does he need to work on with his passing?
Who? Sellers?
Yeah, what does he need to work on with it exactly?
I mean, he's got maybe he needs to learn more as far as awareness and where to throw the ball. I mean, I think that's maybe that I guess, but shut up, Peckerhead. Don't remember too much Loggins hate last year. Go to Gamecock Central, sir. They wanted his ass gone. Please stop.
I wasn't happy with him the first half of the year. Now, after the Alabama game, when things started to come together, I, kind of looked like he started to do a little bit better.
Hi, Billy.
Hello.
You have your Jello this evening?
Yep.
Good. What's up, buddy?
I just coming here to get in here before Peckerhead gets in here.
That's probably a good idea because all Peckerhead's going to do.
They hit a grand slam, Rob.
No, the Braves did?
Grand slam, Matt Olson.
Give us a soccer score to USA. It was
here's what Peckerhead's going to do later on. He's going to come on and he's just going to tell us, well, I don't know. I read research that Sellers' nuts dropped 8 degrees in the past year, and the wide receivers are going to be so much better than everybody else. And Shane Beamer, his nuts they're charred because they've been dragging the ground so much. And
why are you talking about testicles so much here?
Because that's all the shit that comes out of Peckerhead's mouth. We've got the best developed ever, and we lost 5 guys to the NFL, but that's okay because Beamer's going to develop 5 more, and they're going to be lights out, and we're going to.
That's what he's planning on doing. This is the second out of the past 3 games they've hit a grand slam, I think.
Like I hope they're playing better, but I don't know.
That's pretty impressive.
What's the source?
Hit another home run. No, that was a double. Damn.
The most accurate passer. Where's that source coming from? Where does he get these things? Peckerhead, where did you
I
get that?
think he reads a lot, Stir.
The most accurate passer?
There it is. I misquoted him. I'm sorry, Peckerhead. 5 3-stars that he developed to begin with, Mr. Strawman. Yeah, he's going to replace them. We don't have to worry about the Gamecock defense because he's just going to replace them all, and they're going to be lights out great. Don't worry about any of that
Could
shit.
these guys just not develop, get better, and mature on their own? I mean, is it like, are they rubbing oil on them or something? Or what is
I don't know. I don't know.
Could they just not get better and grow and mature and just evolve?
So you're thinking that with age they get better and it doesn't matter with the coaching?
Sure.
That's what you're saying?
There's a reason why college football high school football players can't go to pros. And what's that reason, Rob? 3-year minimum. So they can do what?
They can develop into an NBA or
there you
NFL
go,
body.
Grow their physical body. So, if somebody comes to Columbia at 18, I guarantee you in 3 years they will get better. Just like this year, we will see a better Lenore Sellers. He's a little bit older. I wouldn't say it's that much a Shule or Beamer doing anything. This kid's just getting better on his own. He can read tapes. He can view tapes and stuff. I don't think it's nothing anybody really does.
Peckerhead's not helping his.
You need
all this stuff.
You
like
no
one gives a fuck.
You gotta have a coach watching your mechanics and helping you critique the little things.
Well, he's been there 3 years. Mechanics shouldn't be a problem right now. So I'm just saying. All I'm saying is there's putting too much emphasis on Beamer's developing people.
You want to know something too? Like Peckerhead puts all this stuff out over there.
He's not. His staff is. I mean,
I just said I would take your quarterback over the Clemson quarterback, and it's still not good enough for you. I just said I would take your guy over the guy that I'm hoping leads my team to the playoffs this year.
I agree.
I'd rather have your guy.
Peckerhead, you need to give him his
than
flowers.
my guy.
Let me say
in
this.
the end, you just want to throw out some stat about Shane Beamer developing.
You need to give him his flowers.
Ridiculous.
Let me see. I don't think when Hendon Hooker left Virginia Tech or where it was, and he come to Knoxville, Heupel or the quarterback coach did anything. He was just in a better system, was given a better chance behind a better line, and was groomed a little bit.
Well,
Heupel didn't develop him.
No, sir. I would agree with you, but what Hendon Hooker said, the words that came out of his mouth, it was very simple. He said, the system here that Heupel put me in was simplified to a point where when I walked up to the line, I could read the defense and basically make the plays at the line to throws that I could make with ease.
What's he
so
got?
You give Heupel credit for that.
Well, he's got 11 or 12 plays on a 3x5 card. You got all summer, 2 or 3 years. So when you walk out on the field, Blake. So Billy thinks no, I didn't say coaches don't matter. I wouldn't give Heupel all the credit developing Hooker. The system did it.
I think a lot of quarterbacks could have probably been successful in that system.
Well, 12 plays. You can have all the plays in the world, but if you ain't got a line in front of you, you are not running all those plays.
Spencer Rattler in it.
But to be fair though, he is a descendant from the Mike Leach era, where Mike Leach put that offense together to make up for having a shitty offensive line.
Makes you look good.
It makes you look a lot better, and that's just the way that it is.
And then if you whatever come up with the leading rusher in the SEC, you just hand the ball off, and you're really not have to throw that much. So look at who was the quarterback when Chubb and what was the other running back there?
Sonny Michel.
Yeah.
Michel?
Name that quarterback.
Maybe Jake Fromm.
Yeah.
Hudson Mason was also there their freshman year.
Well, the thing is,
little known fact.
Those two right there, Jake Fromm didn't need to do anything.
They also played under Jacob Eason.
Yeah. Well,
They had a lot of different.
I'm not so much about coaches developing somebody versus them just maturing and being in a system that's so let me ask you this, if that's the deal, look at Sellers last year in regular season. He got better. Are you thinking he got better from the Old Dominion game because of a coach, or do you think he got better because
he certainly didn't get better because of that coaching staff, because they're all shitheads.
There's where I'm going, and then he gets in a bowl game.
It all goes hand in hand.
Hey Billy, can I answer your question?
He gets in a bowl game.
You did ask about my comment earlier on the Lenora pass.
Woo, he's naked. What the hell are you doing, TRD?
The most accurate passer
right there. So, according to Pro Football Focus,
what the fuck?
He's actually number 2.
It's hot in Virginia.
This dude, first of all, your average Clemson fan right here. Go ahead and show him one more time. Show him.
You're wearing a pecker on your head, sir. You don't get to mock Clemson fans.
Hey, did we beat you at Death Valley?
Oh God, here we go.
3 points.
Pipe down
3
low, bro.
points.
Pipe down low, bro. You can't even win at home. Pipe down low, bro.
Sir, wait a minute. Hold on. I'm not. No.
don't
We're not going to have that.
Don't do
You South Carolina fans need to know your place, okay?
Hey, we
Remember
beat you.
this.
Well,
I'm going to put it out here because you need to know.
Oh God, I'm
You
about
need
to
to know your
throw up.
place.
Here comes
You've
my
only
Jello.
won
Here comes the
6% of your
Jello.
games in conference since you joined the SEC. You've only
Listen,
42%
nothing
of
matters.
those
We
came
beat you
against
at Death Valley. Dude. I
Kentucky
really
and
don't care.
Vanderbilt. So thank God for them. And
I
remember
don't care.
this:
I
against
told
the
him
ACC since
Rob, we beat you.
1992.
What's he running his?
I
There
don't
you
know.
go.
He sounds foolish.
What's
But
he running his
Billy,
poster about?
according to
Why is
Pro
everybody
Football
naked?
Focus, he led the SEC and ranked second nationally to Ohio State's Will Howard with an adjusted
Cool.
completion percentage of
Don't care.
56.4% on passes of 20
Cool.
plus yards,
That's pretty
making him statistically the
He's not gonna play
second
it.
best returning
No
deep
one
ball
gives a
thrower in the
fuck.
country.
No one cares.
Well, he
Okay.
asked a question, so he does care. Actually,
He answered
does
my
wanna know.
question.
But no one cares.
Thank you, Andrew. You answered my question. It
Yeah,
is
that was
Do
Andrew.
you really care, Billy? You don't care.
Nah, I'm all
Well,
right.
he asked.
I didn't know where you got that information. I didn't know there was how you could
Believe it or
decipher
not,
that.
they've got Lagway first. Apparently, he went 62.5%, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions on passes 20 yards.
Yeah, everybody is throwing off on him, throwing.
Yeah, that's
short
the only positive Lagway stat I've ever seen.
Yeah,
so maybe that's what they're basing
he
everything.
didn't even play half the season.
Yeah, that's
I have to address
Not
Knippy
about,
here.
right about half.
Wait a minute. This is a dumbness that has to be addressed here. Since you joined the SEC, you've only won 44% of your games against the ACC. Please shut your mouth. You don't know what you're talking about. All right, continue.
What percentage of those 44% were Clemson teams that were 10-win teams, though?
It doesn't matter.
I mean,
It does not matter. You
Well,
talk about
right,
the ACC
right.
is
The
terrible.
You pretty much
How about
been
the
class
ACC is
league. The
terrible,
rest
right?
of them dog shit.
This silly fool over here, the
Take a lap,
running his mouth. When it comes back down to it, when you play the ACC, you
Take a lap.
lose the majority of the time that you play.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well,
Sorry if that hurts your feelings. And oh, by the way, when you play in the ACC from 1953 to 1971, you only
the
won
majority of the
59% your
ACC
games
outside
there.
of Clemson is garbage. So there, look, I gave you.
And
a
that's
compliment.
fine. I can make an argument that the lion's share of the SEC is garbage, but go ahead.
Miami holes are on now. Miami.
Mm.
Well,
When
like
you
I
were in
say,
the
we-
ACC before you lost your temper and decided we don't like what North
Billy,
Carolina's
li-
doing.
listen,
Billy.
listen,
Hold
listen,
it, Billy. I do got a
You only
question.
won half your game.
Minus-
Best move they ever made.
Minus Miami and Clemson on your $1,000 bet. Is there an ACC team minus Miami or Clemson that you would take over South Carolina on your $1,000
take-
bet?
No.
Let's see here.
Oh, I'm an
ACC
SEC
teams?
homer, so
I
no.
was going to say Pitt again.
Oh,
Hey, he's gonna say fucking Pitt again. Dude,
Well, no, I mean Pitt's got a better coaching staff than you do.
Oh, that's funny.
I would
Do
take
you
Narduzzi
name
over
anybody on their
Beamer
coaching staff
every day.
besides the head coach?
All I need is Narduzzi, sir. Better than anyone on your coaching staff.
Well,
Beamer
but
could go there
you
if he had
say
video
coaching
coordinator.
staff. You can't even name anybody on it.
And he says I get on here and just spew. I mean, listen to
you
this.
see more than I do.
You don't know what the fuck you're doing.
I know exactly what I'm doing.
Hold on a second. I got to address something. Jackpot did a video the other day talking about
Why is it that? Why is it that? Oh, never mind. Go ahead.
this scumbag from BYU supposed to be coming to Tennessee, and on the video you said
Whatever.
if he comes there, all those quarterbacks should leave, or you refer to that in some form, right?
I didn't say all. I didn't say anybody should. What are you talking about?
Well, you inferred that if Heupel brought him there, they should leave.
I didn't say they should leave. I said that it would be that would be the wrong thing to do.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah,
think he would do that. I think that Heupel would probably have
He's
a little
not
bit more.
coming.
Would that be
Loyalty to
5
the kid
scholarship
who,
quarterbacks if y'all take him though? With that new guy
If
coming in?
now let's go back to the question here too. If this All-America running back from Utah State don't show up to the middle season and they bring him in, is that the right thing to do? And bench the running back that's been playing, say, 5-6 games?
I have to agree with.
Walker him like that. I
Wait a
swear,
minute,
I believe he's going to sue.
I have to stand with what Pecker had said. All the stuff that he said about your quarterback is probably what Heupel thinks about him if he's going after this kid from BYU.
No.
So we got to give Peckerhead his
well, on
his
the other
flowers,
hand,
as
Joe,
Jackpot said.
it's okay to have multiple wives there. I mean, is there any? There's no
So,
rule.
yeah.
against
So
that.
Heupel's going to have multiple wives at quarterback. Is that what you're saying?
This BYU, these kids at BYU, these players, do they have a hard time getting tickets for all their wives when they're home games?
They must. Well, the
that's
thing is,
okay.
he should've just
I
got
don't think
married.
that all of them
That's
have.
why their
multiple
attendance
He
wives.
is
got
so
married,
good.
and then
Yeah.
I mean,
They're
do
bringing
they make you
kids
convert
with them
to
and everything
Mormon
else.
later?
What does Uncle Luke call BYU? The bicycle school?
Bicycle college.
Knock, knock, knock. Oh, please. The kid.
No,
how many
what you were
times have
saying
I heard
about
on
what you
here
were
that
saying about the kid from Utah State possibly coming in the middle of the season and supplanting someone else who's already been. No, there's a difference though. Those guys are already there, so it is what it is with that deal. Group of 5, Joey hit the transfer portal in the spring after spring practice when you were in need.
Yeah.
really
Well, and
wasn't that much
really,
in
he
need.
only hit the portal when Nico came.
No,
in.
I mean not that. I mean, it benefited him, but still, there's
Tennessee's
a
got 5
certain
or
amount
6
of loyalty to
quarterbacks.
something like that, you know.
I'm sure Heupel can look at this kid and say we could use him. I'm sure he's a good judge of talent. I trust him.
No, I don't know. I don't think the fan base is going to welcome him with open arms. But
Is he going to be the starter? Is Aguilar?
We don't know that yet. I live 70 miles down the road, and as the rumors fly down I-75 here, Merklinger's holding his own pretty much.
Who played in the spring game?
The Gaston.
I think
what's his name? Merklinger played Gaston somebody, and we got Faison Bradley coming next year.
Is he already next year?
Where's Faison Bradley in next year's?
I've never
pick?
heard
Look
of
him up.
him.
He's
Who's
highly
that?
regarded.
Faison Brandon,
Highly, he's the number 1 recruit coming out of 247.
He's highly regarded.
he is right
No,
now.
Not
He's
getting
got
a
to go.
DJ.
He's got to go
Rob,
through.
tell
He's
this
got to
man
go through a
about top
senior
3
year.
quarterback recruits, top
But
3 in the nation quarterback.
I've never
recruits.
heard of
He's
her.
got to
I'm
go
sorry.
through a senior
Oh,
year. That number could change, but we don't know.
And this kid that left, his dad works at South Carolina.
Went to Michigan. Yeah.
Yeah, I have suspicion
Dylan
about this
Walker.
kid, and I'm not trolling either. There was only 3 other schools besides South Carolina and the SEC that recruited this kid, and really not in a big school. So I'm guessing Kenny Reed.
Well, he's also not.
Kenny Reed, or does he have a rap sheet long as your arm? Because
I read
it was
something
only
about him,
Kentucky,
Billy.
Missouri, Auburn, and South Carolina, and the SEC recruited this kid.
Yeah, I read something about him. So they're his dad just recently got hired, and he was like a Pac-12 Northeast guy.
Yeah.
So from what I understand, there's no real ties to the SEC. I think he's only been there for a year.
Well, here's the thing. Now, he's been there since July of 2023. This is from the
For
Gamecock.
2 years.
This is from the South Carolina website, but the athletic website. He's been there for 2 years. Prior to that, he was the strength and conditioning coach at Arkansas. I don't know how long he was there.
Yeah.
And then
Arkansas
prior to
didn't
that, he
recruit
worked on Kirby Smart's staff at Georgia. So this guy's been in the South for a hot minute.
Yeah,
you know.
no,
And
yeah.
none of those schools
stand corrected.
recruited him, Arkansas nor Georgia. It was only South Carolina, Missouri,
He's hit
Kentucky,
another
and
home run. Damn.
Auburn.
You just save some of that
what
shit for tomorrow.
So
Yeah,
I'm
really.
saying I'm suspicious about this kid that there was who was the kid years ago that was from South Carolina, the quarterback. Spurrier didn't recruit him. He was a top-ranked quarterback coming out of South Carolina, and he went to Notre Dame. And no other schools in the Southeast really. But he wound up
was it
in
Everett Golson.
There you go.
Yeah.
And guess what we found out after his sophomore year?
He sucked.
He couldn't read.
Yeah. Damn.
He would have been a star at North Carolina.
He
Okay,
couldn't
usually
read.
it's a
Yeah, I know.
Tennessee problem, not a South Carolina problem. But
I'm gonna say one more thing, then I'll shut up. These schools that use academics because they can't recruit is total BS. Every one of them have players on their team that are Prop 48 kids that can't read. I don't want to hear about Notre Dame and Duke and all. They have kids on that team too. Come on now. Vanderbilt told to clean it up about 15, 18 years ago. I don't know who the SEC. They said, you better start bringing more kids in or else. So guess what? Franklin was there. He busted it wide open, beat Tennessee 3 or 4 years, so no, we can't recruit because of academics. Get out of here.
Well,
Stop it.
I believe in the
No,
whole thing
listen.
of my wife teaches special ed, and I've kind of seen this from afar. Getting these kids into college, and half of them can't read, but because they're a good middle linebacker, is not going to help them later on in life.
No, it's not.
When they're 25, or let's say Nick Chubb, who was 28 and was out of the NFL, he went from in a year and a half, went from the best running back in the NFL to not on an NFL roster. What the hell is he going to do now?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that he is a Prop 48 kid, but there are a lot of those out there, and it doesn't do the best for them. It really doesn't.
Well, let's go back and see how many of these NFL stars have a career, and then years later they're on the streets.
I don't know unless there's something wrong with you mentally. I don't know how you can go through 12 years of public school and not know how to read.
Oh, it happens.
It happens a lot. It happens a lot.
I taught school after I retired from the military.
Oh, I know. I've adulted with a
It's,
lot of people.
You would be surprised. You'd be surprised.
No, I mean I wouldn't, but I mean I still don't understand it. Is my thing.
Well, I got an anecdotal story here. Listen to me. I forgot what this kid's name was. He's a freshman in Chattanooga, went to Tennessee, and I knew some coaches over here. He didn't pass his senior year in English, so he had to go to summer school. He was like the top recruit running back, and he started all 4 years at Tennessee. I can't think of his name, but he didn't take summer English and pass. He took Spanish and passed. They said he couldn't read cat in a hat if he wanted to. I forgot it was.
He was a
Billy-
Tennessee running back.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
It's
Hold
been
on,
recent.
That's crazy.
No, it's about 15 years ago, 18 years ago.
I've been old Travis Henry.
No. I'll go look up for y'all doing
He was
that.
Alvin Kamara.
Wasn't
I'm
Pig
thinking-
Howard, was it?
No. I've taken up too much time. Y'all go. I'll get you his name just a second.
Well, I wanted to say this. I did some research while you were telling us some stuff, Billy, and
Okay.
the number Rob's spouting off about Carolina's record versus the ACC since joining, he doesn't realize that in that same time period, their 36.4% win record versus the SEC. And he wants to bring up the record versus the
But
ACC.
I'm not. Hold on. But I'm not sitting here and spouting off
I know,
about.
but that
any of
number
that.
refutes it.
It doesn't. It
Well,
doesn't.
you
refute
just
the
spouted
fact.
off a while ago, and you said the majority of the SEC was shit, except for a couple of teams.
I do believe the majority of the SEC is shit.
Well,
except
that's what
for
you're
it's
doing.
top
When-
heavy.
Then I mean,
Top heavy.
36%.
36.4. We got to round that down. Yeah, that's down to 36.
Damn.
If you
I
don't
have to
include
research
the
that
Carolina
because I don't-
game, it's 30.
That's hard to
I
believe.
have to check that. I have to check that. I don't believe that.
I just chat GPT'd it. It says you are, if you exclude the Carolina game, you're 59-98 with 5 ties.
Dang.
If you
Since
include
when?
All time.
Wait. Since when?
since we joined the SEC, I did the same time period. So if you include the Carolina game, you're 59, 98, and 5. If you exclude it, you're 39, 86, and 5.
Awesome. But I'm not the one sitting here running my mouth about conferences like everybody else is.
Yeah,
over
well,
in
you
the
did.
South.
You just said a while ago the majority of the
No.
SEC was shit. Except for a couple
I
teams.
think the majority of the SEC is shit. I don't think that you can't just write home and say just because you play in the SEC that you're the best team ever. That's the whole thing behind that. I'm not going to sit here and run out and be like, well, Vanderbilt football is, what the SEC is proud of, because that's stupid. That's the point that I'm making with all of this. The Gamecock fans just don't get, because you want to be like Clemson so bad. It just hurts that Clemson has national titles and you will never sniff one ever.
Well, in the same time period, you boast a 69% ACC record and a 30% SEC record.
That's the conference that we're in, sir. We can't help the
I know.
conference that we're in.
I'm not coming on here saying anything. I'm just addressing what you said. I'm giving you the counter stat for what you were saying earlier.
Cool. How about you wallow in the stat that I gave you, that you don't have a winning record against the ACC.
That's fine.
And you've only 42% of your wins in conference are against Kentucky and Vanderbilt.
Nathan over in the comment section asked Carolina Jackpot why I keep saying Dabo only took 2 transfers. You know he took 3, right? Okay, who are the 3? Because I know of Will Helt, and I know the receiver from Missouri State. Who's the third?
I don't remember who the third one was.
I'll Google it.
From Alabama, Will Helt from Purdue.
Okay, from Alabama.
Yeah.
Okay, I stand corrected. They took 3. Goddamn. I mean, I'm just what a dingling I am. I mean, man, he really did. He really did. He used the hell out of that portal, didn't he?
He might as well be Dion now. He really might as well be Dion.
That's
Sorry, guy. I mean, I'm sorry.
Speaking of Dion, did you see on news the other day that Deshaun Watson has taken Shedeur Sanders under his wing and going to mentor him? I
got up underneath that wing, I'd wash myself when I got home.
Dion's sleeping well at night, knowing that his son is under Deshaun Watson's wing and mentoring. He'll know where all the great massage parlors are.
What a horrible thing you want coming out of that quarterback room. Like,
why the fuck is it not Flacco? It should be Joe Flacco. Why would they ever allow Deshaun
78
Watson?
years old. He's up there eating Jello with Billy. He doesn't want to be.
I thought they were just keeping him out of the facilities entirely. Why is he even allowed? Nobody even talks about him when they talk about the quarterback.
That's just that whole thing with that massage stuff and all. It's such a weird dynamic. Like when he was at Clemson, I don't ever even remember him giving an interview. I don't ever know that I ever even really heard him speak. I mean,
but he did do interviews, and they pasted it together as like his mom had mouth cancer or something and like lost half her tongue. He was talking about that, and that's who he was playing for. But then he gets away from.
Didn't he live like in a Habitat for Humanity house or something? And then
he did.
They went and helped build a bunch of them when he got that contract money. And I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to me. People just go off the damn deep end. I don't know.
He got away from Clemson, and the first story that you hear about him with women is he was. Like they had the video of him and the porn star where they're like playing like basketball on a Nerf hoop.
Oh, I remember that. What was her Mia Khalifa or whatever?
Yeah, so there's a video of him dunking a basketball on Mia Khalifa, and she's hanging around with her boobs hanging out. It's like, what the hell happened to Deshaun Watson? He was like, talking about his mom with a half tongue and living in a Habitat house to I'm dunking a basketball on a porn star. I'm like, something happened to that dude. I don't know what it was.
I got an interesting question for the panel. All right. For each of your respective teams, who do y'all think is going to be the next person to get their jersey number retired?
This year? Or just in general?
Well, just the next person. The next person, whenever that may be.
Who at Clemson would get their jersey?
Well, I would think Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, I thought you meant current players.
No, just next
Next-
person
the next-
entirely.
I would go with
Rather than
ETN or Trevor Lawrence.
You know who
I'm
I'm
going to
going?
hold back on Watson a little bit.
I'm going Stephon Gilmore for the Gamecocks.
He should have had his number already retired.
Yep.
What the fuck are we doing here?
I'm going Stephon Gilmore. He's
Yeah.
got to be on. Yeah, he's got to be at the top of the list. What do you think, Kale? Maybe John Abraham, somebody like that.
Yeah.
He's a bit older.
Well, is Sterling? And I'm not trying to sound ignorant here, but is Sterling Sharp's number retired?
I want
Yeah.
to say that it is. but
Okay,
I'm
because
gonna
if
go
it's
with
not,
number
then
two.
that stadium's already a shithole. They should burn it to the ground if it's not. So
I'm pretty sure he is. I know. It's retired. I know he's in the College Football Hall of Fame too.
it's like he should have his number retired. Period. So
I'm gonna see what numbers are retired at South Carolina because I'm not even sure.
Steve
right now.
Wattier, I know, is one. I
have
can't
no
remember the
idea.
other.
George Rogers is retired. Shirley
Yep.
Sharp.
Lattimore is his retired.
So Mike Johnson, George Rogers, Steve Waddick, Clowney,
No, it's
Sterling
Wattier,
Sharp,
sir. Steve Wattier.
Steve Wattier. My bad. He's before
Very good.
my
I mean,
time.
he's your Hall of Famer, sir.
He's
Just get
before
his
my
name right.
time. Come on now,
There you
cut me
go.
some slack. And then Alshon Jeffrey.
Damn. Big name.
So yeah, I think
Don't you think in reality we should be talking about Connor Shaw's
We
number
keep
being
on
number
retiring
2?
all these people's numbers. We're not going to
Shaw
run
should have
out.
his number. That's a damn good pick. Shaw should have his number retired too.
Shaw should have his number retired.
What did he really do? I know he owned Clemson. I
He
know
went undefeated at home.
Who?
Jesus, Connor Shaw was an
He was the
amazing.
beat.
Connor
Dude,
Shaw was a baller. I'll send you some highlight tapes of him.
Yeah. You just felt safe. You felt
Don't
safe.
send that shit to me. I don't want to relive that shit. You
Good.
can send it directly to TRD. I want.
But yeah, he never
I
lost
got
the
a,
game.
I got a ball in there autographed by him.
Never lost a game, and arguably, I don't even think arguably that was probably the best run in South Carolina football history.
Eddie says, Rob, we support the channel. Quit shitting on Williams Bryce, dude. I shit on Williams Bryce all the time. It's not personal. No, don't let it hurt your feelings, sir.
Eddie, it reflects his low level of intelligence.
My low level of intelligence. Okay.
get the hell out of
Okay.
No,
Okay.
it's uncouth, unclassy.
it. But whenever you talk about Clemson, you call it the cesspool in the upstate.
Oh,
Yeah.
I preach the truth when that comes out.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I
100%.
could be backhanded and throw things at you like, yeah, you make fun of Death Valley and it being Memorial Stadium as like an honor to the troops, and you shit on that, but I don't do that.
Well, listen, how does an engineering school fuck up?
I
a
just
locker
thought they
room
called
so
it
bad
Memorial
that you gotta
Stadium because
take
you beat a
bus
couple
around
of
the
shitty
stadium just
ACC
to get
teams
in?
there in memory of Duke. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I don't
Like you,
understand
Jack
how an
Black.
engineering school fucks up a locker room so bad that you have to take a bus just to get back into the stadium. I mean,
Well, I think at the time they were more of an agriculture school
I don't know. They got a big
and a
engineering
military
program
school.
now.
You know,
they got a huge engineering
we were like,
program
you know,
now.
putting out like heroes and stuff.
No,
Do
they
you
got
think
a
those
huge
Clemson
engineering
kids
program.
carried around wooden guns and had crew cuts and
No, we're
uniforms
not
that
like
fit
those
right, like
Texas
Texas
A&M
said?
guys. Don't you
Clemson's
bring
not
that
a
shit to my door,
military
Jackpot.
school.
I'm gonna
Some
draw a
yell
line
leaders.
down your head and look like an ass, Jackpot, if you keep messing with me.
Hector, you act like you know everything about Clemson. What do you really know about Clemson, honestly?
He's got a degree from there. He decided I don't want to go to
Yeah.
South Carolina.
I got a lot of
You need to-
inside information on Clemson.
John C. Calhoun's descendant or son was the one that built it.
Three, you need to show respect.
Hey, you know, Clemson
Calhoun?
folk are so simple. I was able to talk them into painting our whole apartment garnet and black.
That's bullshit.
They just thought it was a cool color scheme.
Mhm.
Fucking idiots, dude. I mean, I swear, I got pictures and
Well,
everything.
the
whole
janitor of the
apartment garnet
painted
and
it was
black.
probably high.
I had DJ Swearinger flexing over Andre Ellington hanging in our living room.
They just
Right next to dogs playing poker. You got to have dogs playing poker.
They just
That's
for
Back
you.
to the retired jerseys. Tennessee's only got like 7 over there. Tennessee fans.
yeah. Who's gonna be next for Tennessee?
Li-
And I didn't hear a
list-
Clemson answer.
list the Tennessee. I only know a couple. I know Reggie White. I know Peyton Manning. And I know Johnny Major. Doug Atkins was a big name, but after that, the other 2 or 3 guys, I don't know. But I would guess the next person's jersey that retired was the first black quarterback in the SEC, Conrad
Holloway.
Yeah,
Y'all
probably.
got statues of that guy out front too. I
And
believe.
he was there for about the last 30, 40 years until a couple of years ago. Pruitt got there and he left after. But Conrad just he did a great documentary.
Oh
with-
shit! Never mind. I thought you were saying this statue was there, and then somebody took it
No,
down.
no.
Conrad
Conrad
he was there.
Holloway.
They threw
What
it
was
in the
his
water
nickname?
with the goalpost from Alabama.
The Galloping. I
They
think
threw a
it's called
statue in the
Galloping-
river.
No,
No,
Jack.
they didn't. But he there's a video
It's
on
racist.
YouTube. They're playing Georgia Tech and all 11 players touched him. Georgia Tech defenders. And but he broke the barrier. And it's funny that the coach that was there, what was his name? He just retired a couple years being the athletic director at
Bill Battle.
Bill Battle was the coach. And
Was it Bill Battle?
yes, sir. And
Hey, Bill Battle.
Conrad was from Alabama. He was Mr. Alabama and everything. And he wanted to go to Alabama, but
Well, they
Bill
didn't
said
take
he-
black players.
no, he said he's not going to be the quarterback. And Bill Battle said, "Come up here and you will play the court. You'll be the quarterback." And he did.
All right,
So-
I've got.
Yeah.
I don't mean to be rude to you guys, but I got a ton of people waiting. So do your thing.
Let
so
me
I can
drop
bring
out,
these other
drop
folks
out.
in. We love you, Billy, but I
Right.
got
Good.
so
Drop
many
me
people
out
doing their thing. All right, bye, Billy.
later.
Peckerhead, you want to stay for a second? We'll let you stay.
Sure.
And then, look, I'm just showing how much of
Don't
of
loot me.
a good sport that I am. I could beach pot. Stop it. Let's see here. Welcome in, Jordan, and
What's that?
the IQ of the chat, or the IQ of the on-screen stuff here has dropped 60 points now that we have this guy. Welcome
don't-
in, Chris.
Chris, you're on mute.
You hear that shit, don't you? You hear that shit. I ain't even said I was gonna say
The
how
deal
you
maker's
doing,
up
man.
back there.
I was
deal
gonna say
maker,
how
Dan.
you
What's
doing,
up?
Rob?
What's up, Jordan? How are you, sir?
Hey, that's a
How
mighty fine hat you got on there, Jordan. I must say.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. Hey,
I can't
how about
see
the
it.
shirt? How about the shirt?
Oh hell
There
yeah,
you go.
hell yeah.
How are y'all?
Yeah, it's
You guys
Carolina
came to
against
the show and you don't have
Pennsylvania.
anything to say. Go, spit
Hold
it
No,
on,
out.
I got-
hold on,
I got
hold
a
on.
lot
I got a
to
lot
say.
to say. I
I
was
got a
being
lot to say.
respectful.
Go ahead. What do you let Jordan go first? Jordan, go ahead, man.
All right.
All right, I want to, my good friend Kale. I want to follow up on your video from this morning that I saw, which was spot on, Kale. Spot on.
About
Go ahead.
the recruit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, if any of y'all think that Shane Beamer didn't know that this kid was going to Michigan, you're out of your fucking mind. You're out of your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, his dad works there. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, damn, we didn't even want him. We didn't want him. You know, so anybody that wants to go off on a tangent about firing everybody in the damn, thank you, Kel, for saying it, but they're crazy as hell. They're crazy as hell. Shane Beamer, there is nothing that happens in this program, nothing that Shane Beamer doesn't have his fingertips on. I promise you what I'm telling you. I promise you.
Now they wanted Carter Meadows. I will say that other guy, Michigan guy, I know for a fact they wanted some Carter Meadows.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this
Yeah.
kid from South Carolina. And his daddy's on the damn staff.
No, they knew.
I don't even know this kid. I don't even know his own daddy. I'm older than his daddy is. I don't even know this son bitch.
Yeah,
I
that's-
don't-
I know
I
most
never
of
knew
the
who he
staff.
was because the story popped out.
yeah. Nobody was talking about him until after that. So that's a good point.
Yeah. Nobody was pissed that we didn't get him until
Wait.
they didn't get him. I wasn't even on the radar.
Jackpot, I have to stop the show. Let's welcome back in Bluegrass Sports Media. We haven't seen him since last fucking July.
Hey,
Welcome
since
into
that,
the show,
we whooped
sir.
his fucking ass. Get it right. It wasn't even July. It was when we
God.
fucking whooped his ass at Kentucky. He hadn't called
Yeah.
back since.
I mean,
Yeah, he forgot to call
Dear
in after
God.
that.
He was one of the ones coming in talking about how they were going to whoop our ass. If you remember correct.
I guess he forgot what StreamYard was.
But Jackpot, my point is, I came on here just to say, you're 100% correct. I don't even know this some bitch, and I know the ins and outs. Hell, I know Shane Beamer. I can text him. You want me to text him? I can text him.
Text old Beamer.
Yeah,
I can
text
text
him.
him.
Tell him I
So
want an
if
autograph.
we lost this guy, why are we
Yeah.
on message boards? Who gives a shit? He
Look.
knew it. He knew it already.
Yeah.
Jordan,
Yeah.
I'm for real. You call him up right now. You tell him I want an autograph.
Hey,
I've been waiting
I'll take-
on one.
well,
I'll
hold on.
I'll
Can I
take
I
it.
have a question.
What
Wait a
you say,
minute,
you
wait a
want an
minute, wait a
autograph?
minute,
You want an
sir.
autograph?
Hold on. You said something earlier that kind of piqued my interest there. I agree with you. Shane Beamer knows all this stuff about and has his fingers into everything.
Okay. Yeah.
In the bowl game, you think that Shane Beamer knew that Eamon Warray was going to only play one half?
I do. Yeah.
I probably.
Yeah, I do.
I don't think he did.
Okay, well,
I don't
that,
think-
that
Can I
takes
interject?
away,
Can I
I don't
interject? Hold up.
that takes
Blue-
away from you
I don't
saying
think
that
he
he
did.
knows
I don't think
everything.
he did because that's why I think that's why he blew up like he did at old Big
Thank
Bird
you.
because he was damn frustrated.
Thank
Hey,
you.
Bluegrass says he has not been ducking us. He says he was in jail. So I just
Fuck
wanted
out
to-
of here.
I believe it. I believe it's
not
somebody to
in
make.
jail.
He says he's been in jail. I don't know what the hell he did.
I don't know
so-
what he did
that
either,
long.
but
Sorry for
hold
that.
on, but
Somebody to make
I-
a statement like that.
But
They
it is
really did.
convenient. It was right after the Kentucky game you got arrested. I'm just gonna say that.
Well,
I'm
but
sorry.
let me finish my thought on that because I was buying what you were saying there, Jordan. But if he knew that Eamon Warray was only going to play a half, he had an opportunity to take a stand and be like, "Look, this shit is going to end right now. You are not going to play only a half in a bowl game as part of our program, and then just leave us hanging out to dry. I don't give a shit who you are."
But
He had
I
an
don't think he knew
opportunity
it.
to do that.
I
But-
kind of
think he do it.
sway your way. I agree. I kind of agree.
I'm with you.
Logical
Rob, I
thinking.
understand what you're saying, but I don't think he knew it.
But to be fair, I mean, and I know that Eamon
but
Warray
if
is a
you're
great
paying-
player,
if you
but
pay an employee on your staff and their son is a recruit, do you not think that he didn't know that he was going to recruit?
I agree with
Commit
you
to
on that,
somewhere
but
else.
I'm just talking about the Eamon Warray situation because he had an opportunity to make a stand and let other players that were coming up know, well, we don't play that shit here at South Carolina.
Well,
You're going to
So,
come here and you're
well,
going to play.
now-
If you tell me you're not going to play, fine, but you're not going to play a half or do
I'm
what
just not
Cam
sure
Ward
with
did.
today's caliber of player in college football you can do that. I
mean,
think
that's
that
a
sends
fair
the wrong
statement
message.
too, but I think
I
that
hate, I
he
hate to
has
call
an
you
opportunity
Peckerhead,
to
but
do it.
Peckerhead's right.
That's
I
his,
mean,
that's his name. It's his name. His
I
name's
just
Peckerhead.
well, no, that's the childish thing you type in every time.
You
that I
have,
call-
you have a
Listen,
pecker on your head.
His P is one.
Is
He
there
don't even
not-
have a P on his keyboard anymore. 'Cause
Is
he
there
types it
not-
in every time?
Is there not a pecker on your head? Look
it's
at it.
old
It's right
Rob has an SEC bias, baby.
Well, at the end of the day, I'll wrap
And
Rob up in a
actually, I agree
$100
with
bill
that
and
statement
smoke
of your
it.
name.
So he can't argue me but so much.
So
But yeah, like I said, they're too soft. Especially a player like him. Whoa.
Pecker head. There's a pecker on his head. Look, it's right there. There you go.
Hey, this Pecker beat you
Yeah.
at Williams not at Williams, guys, at Death Valley.
17 to 14.
Just a reminder.
Stop all that bullshit.
17-14.
But yeah, what I was saying was players are too soft, especially a player like you take a player like Eamon Warray, who is a team leader. It's just not the message you send to these players these days. I mean, I think you do something like that. you're
I think it's
guaranteed to beat somebody.
respectful. If Beamer didn't know, then I mean, what in the hell is going on? I mean, my God, man. I mean, isn't it respectful enough to let him know, hey, coach, I'm only going to play a half? And that's not just him, but everybody. It should be that way across the board.
It should be that way, and
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree. As a player, he should have done that. He should have done that. But guess what? He didn't. He didn't. So at the end of the day, is that Beamer's fault because he didn't? Because these kids are entitled now. I mean, they're entitled. I mean, shit.
I'm not blaming
What
Beamer.
about that? What about that jackass at Miami who sat the second half and sat there and watched the backup quarterback struggle against Iowa State and lose the damn ball game?
I knew my boy would have something. Go ahead, Jackpot. I knew my boy.
I mentioned Cam Ward earlier. I'm not
shrug your shoulders and watch him lose. God,
I'm not shitting on either one of them. I'm just saying that.
No, but on a serious note, though, I don't think that Shane Beamer knew that was going to happen. I think he came up and told him something at the end of the half. From what I heard, that he didn't come back out on the field with him there, and he was looking for him.
No, he didn't.
That's why he blew up like he did at Bielema. Because he overreacted. I mean, I said, well, damn. But now it makes sense. He was frustrated about that already.
Now, if let's assume he didn't know. Do you think this was?
I'll tell you what, Jackpot. I'll send you a picture of me and Shane Beamer standing side by side, and we're not that difference in statue. Okay.
Well, do you think this was a decision Eman Worry had already made pregame, or do you think this is something that maybe his agent texted him?
No,
his
agent. That had nothing to do. Yeah.
I don't know.
Because I just refuse to believe he wouldn't say something along the lines of I'm only playing a half.
I would hope, and not just with them, but I mean, at any school, you would hope that the player would have a relationship with the coach that says, you know what, I'm going to tell my coach that I'm not going to play the second half. And this just isn't with him. I'm talking about across the board. It's something that college football needs to fix. And that's why you guys get shitty with me, but that's why I say these bowl games don't matter. If you're not in the playoffs, the bowl games don't matter because you have stuff like this that takes away and cheapens your team, and it's not the same team that's rolling out there.
Well, I really hope with this House settlement that once they get all the kinks worked out, there are some bylaws and clauses and shit put in there, like you have to participate in all the contests that your particular team performs in all year, maybe.
Yeah. Well, and there's financial incentive for these schools to go out and win these bowl games. I mean, they win millions of dollars for winning fucking bowl games.
But Peckerhead, Dan, what's your real name? I hate calling you.
You call me Andrew.
Okay, Andrew.
Why don't you just call it Peckerhead?
There's millions of dollars for that damn bowl game is not shit.
It's not, but if you're doing revenue sharing, I mean, and
then also too, if you're sitting out a bowl game, it's your last game there. You don't give a fuck anyway.
Thank you.
But if they're moving to revenue share, surely that means partial winnings of bowl game earnings would be divvied out to the players. You know, like a pool system.
Well,
that in itself could incentivize kids. You say a kid's going to turn down a $50,000 bonus if they win a bowl game. You think they'll sit out on that?
Fact of the matter is this, Peckerhead.
Yeah.
Sorry to call you that.
It's all right. That's the Rob nickname.
Fact of the matter is, we've been paying players for damn 3 decades.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody has.
Yeah, but I don't think just because they've been paying them in the past means if an official means of making that much money through playing in a bowl game was established, they would. You think they're going to turn down that much money? If let's say it's $25,000,
because they're not being paid by bowl games.
I know, but with the revenue share, I'm saying.
Hold on, guys. Can we bring in Bluegrass Sports Media and he can tell us why he was in jail?
Oh, yeah. I want
to
Yes, I know.
Now, Peckerhead, you need Peckerhead. Let him talk, all right? Let him, because this is a hell of a story here, brother.
I'm not saying nothing.
He was cooking crack.
Bluegrass Sports Media, why were you in jail, and what was your inmate number that you could not come on the program?
You know, I've been eating like ramen noodle burritos for the past year.
We could have fed you.
Well, Listen,
What did you
There
do?
ain't
Did
no
you
way
molest the-
you grew that damn beard in jail. There ain't no damn way.
Jordan, please, sir.
Why not?
Please, sir.
They'll
Give him
let you grow a
second.
beard in jail.
Wait a minute. Come, will you let him
buddy,
speak, sir?
it's jail, not prison.
Dude,
Oh, okay.
why were you in jail? It wasn't for molesting a cow, was it?
No, they don't prosecute you for that in Kentucky.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
That-
But why were you in jail, sir? Since you came on the program. That's why you haven't been here.
No, shit, I'm trying to think of something.
What, are you trying to think up your charge or trying to think of a way to make it look better? I mean, what's going on here, man? Just,
I mean,
what was your
it's
charge?
all right. If you're cooking the dope, it's all right.
Buddy, I'm too fat to be cooking the dope.
He's too
I
fat.
know some fat people that cook that now.
Well,
Well, tell us why you were in jail, sir.
let's see. I can't think of a fucking reason.
They lost South Carolina.
Well,
locked
So
up.
you weren't in jail.
No.
You weren't in jail, and just
You
Pecker
weren't
had
in
changed
jail.
you
You
from
just
being on
you,
this
you couldn't
program.
take your medicine. That's
Couldn't eat your crow.
so to be fair, kind of jail.
Kind
had
of
a-
jail. What is it like? Like you check in and out? What the hell are we talking
But
about?
you
here?
in
Yeah,
jail
it's the only one
when
that
the
loses
Roosters
South
is
Carolina.
The Roosters kept pecking your ass every day.
Yeah.
That was the jail you were in.
No. So
that's bad. We lost to Clemson 58-7, and I was making videos the next morning.
Hey, somebody said child support. Is
So
that true?
so kind of child support. I had 2 kids, so I don't have any
Only
fucking time
2?
to do anything.
So wait a minute, but so you weren't in jail?
I was in kid jail. I have 2
No,
kids.
so he was not in jail.
Okay,
Dear
I
God!
ain't never
All
met
right,
of a
you know
kid
what?
in jail.
Oh, my
Respectfully,
God.
sir. No.
You know what pisses me off though? That you guys believed that I would have went to jail. That's fucked up.
Where
But
you
You
Listen,
wrote, you wrote,
wrote
sir,
you were
I
in
went
jail.
to jail.
You told it
You
to
wrote
somebody.
that.
What are they supposed to?
I
And
know
it-
they
hey,
ain't make you
if
a
you didn't
trustee
pay
and
your
let you
child
cook the
support,
food.
God, you
That
you
shame
believed
on
what
you.
I said.
That
How
shame on
dare
you.
you?
didn't take care of
You
your damn
believed
I
kids.
what I
know they
said.
ain't let
How
you
dare
cook the
you?
food in there.
Jesus.
I
Why,
do
why,
know-
why couldn't you come and eat your crow after all that
So
crap
you-
you talked
so
before
you
that
weren't-
Kentucky game?
You weren't in jail. Oh my God!
I did eat my crow. I was in the chat the entire time.
Nobody
Man,
saw
no.
you.
I haven't
No.
seen you. I've been here for a while.
I have
Everybody
not
can
seen
look.
you
I've been here for a
since
while.
Kentucky.
I
All
ain't
right,
seen
I
you.
love y'all. Listen, I'm gonna feed my children. They in the bed, and you just said that you didn't go to jail. Take care of your children, okay? And take care of the Gamecocks.
Yeah.
So, baby.
Well, I mean, we have majority of the time that I've been alive. So
Well, that's
Okay,
just,
so
I don't
you-
think that's a factual
You
statement.
said
maybe
that you
that
went to
lies, but the
jail,
past
but
10
you
years-
didn't.
I didn't go to jail.
Then why? Okay, what? Dear God, I don't even know where
Carolina
to go from
kidnapped
here.
you. Did
So-
South Carolina kidnap you?
Did they
He couldn't
kidnap
come
me?
address Beamer, dude. He couldn't look Beamer in the eyes and say, I talked a lot of crap, but damn it, you walked out and whooped our ass at our own stadium. You thought you were going to beat us by double digits. I remember.
I did think that.
I ain't kidding. I think Sellers would turn his ass after they fucking ran up on the scoreboard.
Yeah. Does it?
I
Does
remember
it really,
Dylan Stewart fighting through a triple team and hawking down your quarterback as he tries to run away in that game.
but does it really matter? In the words of Rob, does it really matter because you didn't make the playoffs and we both made the? I mean, you made a bowl game.
Well, wait a minute, sir. It
Oh,
does
no,
matter.
we're not
Wait a
on the
minute.
same
Hold on.
level,
It
sir.
does matter because you came on the program and said we're going to win by double digits. So yeah, it does matter.
You
That
also
part
said he was
does
in
matter
kid
because
jail.
you went out there and got kicked in the dick afterwards. So it does matter.
And I'm not even gonna say that. Never mind. You guys are right. I mean, we got our ass whooped.
I mean, thanks for the 8-month window for not
We
coming
knew
to
that.
take your medicine. Jesus.
You
We
didn't
knew
even
got
score
your
an
ass kicked.
offensive
We were waiting on you to
touchdown.
say it.
It was 31-6. You didn't score an offensive touchdown.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. Do you know what side of the field you're supposed to be on?
We could have addressed this months ago.
Who brought Boomhauer on the show here?
Boom.
So now that's where you're going. Dear God.
I mean,
dude.
I'm
Come
just
on, man. Do better.
Is this where that Kentucky conversation?
just play
got
the
to?
hits, you know.
Do better, sir. Do better. Well, I'm glad you were not in jail. My wife was literally sitting on the couch and goes, "That's your fan base." Like everybody that's watching the show is now
You
jailbait
lost one
assholes.
viewer because they lost and they sucked ass. I mean,
Uh,
it's crazy how that works.
R says Jesus and Jackpot's recliner have been MIA for a while. Yeah, that and Jackpot's couch.
Where's
Jackpot's
Baylor Man
toilet,
been?
and then there was Rob Sanders' tank top.
So
Also, I believe was
a lot of those
was
guys
a-
have burners, so they may
was
not
a
be MA. They may
count
Well,
just-
you're
too.
also forgetting Juice Wells got hurt at a Diddy party. We haven't seen him in a while.
Billy Cole,
either.
eat your
Diddy
pudding.
party. We're all
Coop.
forgetting
All right,
Billy
so,
Cole, eat that
look,
pudding.
Bluegrass, are you going to or when's the last time we're going to see you this season? Like September 15th? Will we see you after that?
Well,
Um,
the date that
probably-
we play him, we won't see him again. I'll just go ahead and tell you.
I think we play Toledo this year, so we'll probably win that game. I'll be here, and then after that,
You sure about that?
well,
Yeah.
I'm actually not sure because they beat the fuck out of Mississippi State last year.
Hey,
I
when
don't
do we
think
play
y'all are
you?
any better
I'll
than
go ahead and
them.
tell you the answer.
I can't.
How
get-
did
How does
did-
it feel? You know, Mark Stoops is like a top 10 highest paid coach in college
How
football.
did Kentucky beat Ole Miss, or rather, how did Ole Miss lose to Kentucky? That I don't.
I mean, Ole Miss shit the bed. That's how it happened.
Mark Stoops paid him
Well,
some
hell,
salary.
Kentucky
That's not how
almost
that
beat-
happened.
Coach in the
Kentucky
country.
almost beat Georgia too.
Brock with the comment of the night. He says, if Chris is Boomhauer, then Kale is Hank. Kale sells Utz chips and Utz chips accessories. Very good,
Hey,
Brock. That's
you know
very
what?
good.
I'm not trying to make
Sir, we sell
excuses.
petroleum around here, sir.
But the big reason, the drop off from the Ole Miss and all those games, we had injuries and we don't have any depth.
Lack of depth. Lack of depth.
Lack
You
of
smell like
depth.
jackpot. Lack of depth.
Hey, all that money Stoops is making, you should have all the depth in the SEC. He's making more than most of the SEC head
Yeah,
coaches.
maybe
Yeah.
Stoops
He's,
should give some of that money
cashing
back.
out. I see
No,
him
the-
in Napier
the issue's
shopping
not
for a job at
Stoops.
Bojangles.
The issue's
Hey.
not
Well, he's
Stoops.
the one recruiting.
No, you're paying $20 million to the basketball team in the portal.
Well, we know we are because our coach's ass is on the line, so he's gonna pay that money to keep
So he's
his
tied
job.
for 11th. So Stoops is making more than
Yes, Stoops is making
Beamer,
like
obviously. He's making more than Mike Elko, making more than Kenny Dillingham, who just made the playoffs, making more than Lance Leopold, Kurt Frenritz, making the same as James
Kurt
Franklin,
who?
the same as Josh Heupel.
He needs
the
Kurt
same-
Ferentz.
Yeah, Kurt Ferentz, the same as Josh Heupel, the same as
Ferentz.
Lane Kiffin, the same as Eli Drink. And he's barely he's a cunt hair away from Brian Kelly's salary.
Okay, and a lot of Kentucky fans agree with you. But when you take and this is going to be me being rational here, when you take a shit program like Kentucky's been over its lifetime and turning it to where it's actually respectable and has 10-win seasons, you probably deserve $9 million a year for the rest of your fucking life.
I mean, I'm gonna rest the case here. I'm pretty sure everybody on the show said, the Carolina and Kentucky game was one that, whoever won that game was going to take off or going to win, more games than the other team. And clearly we saw what took place. And
Well, the thing
They
is, you
got-
can't be saying Mark Stoops. Sorry, Chris. You're right, but you also can't be saying Mark Stoops just fucking has such a long leash that he can't do anything wrong either. It kind of sounded like he has like a forever contract.
He
just
does.
to be- Surely not.
but
Dude, do you know how big his buyout is?
yes,
It's like
we
$44 million.
understand that.
Yeah, like he's on the turf of like, I mean, they went from like Joker Phillips type coaches to Stoops, who at least
But
knows
he had
what a football is.
He had the best contract in college football. He had a contract where if he went 6-6, he would get a raise every fucking year he went 6-6.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
that's
as soon as your head coach,
Everybody else
I
is
re-
getting put on the hot seat for that.
I don't
as soon-
understand the rationale ever behind. I mean, he had what two 11-win seasons, sure.
Yeah.
The SEC
I don't
East
think
was
he was in
down.
11 win seasons.
They were
was
10.
it?
They were 10.
Right. Yeah.
Then 2 10-win seasons, and you threw the whole checkbook at the guy.
Daniel joins the program. Welcome in, Daniel.
Yes.
Y'all leave my son alone in there, Bluegrass. Leave Bluegrass alone.
All right, Daniel, we will. But I just have one more statement, and we will. When your head coach starts looking for a job elsewhere, it kind of tells us where his head's at, and to the regular fan base, or as strong base as I am, that would be a red flag to get your ass out of here because we don't want you.
Okay, but
Good point,
when your
Chris.
head coach doesn't take the job and you have a $44 million payout,
Well, hold on. He
That's
did not
because
take
they
the job.
didn't
They
want
didn't
him.
hire
They
him.
didn't want him. Sorry,
They didn't hire him.
Either-
He wanted that job.
Either way, when he doesn't get the job, you can't get rid of him. You can't pay him $44 million to leave.
Yes, you can.
But I'm here saying
Not with basketball.
I think you can pay him. What we paid Muschamp almost $40 million to leave.
You guys don't have a legitimate program that takes all your money.
Women's basketball takes a lot of money.
Hold on. When was the last time Kentucky beat us?
We just built a. It was a $45 million baseball
decade yet.
facility. You think baseball makes money?
A decade. Dude, we beat you like 5 times in a row.
Did you hear me?
Yeah,
Under
new
Beamer,
baseball.
how many times
$45
have you
million
beat us?
baseball facility. You're telling me that's not tanking money, dude?
Yes, but I'm saying the money you put into a roster, you don't really have a sport besides
I could
football.
see that point. I can see that point. But I don't think you're spending that much money on basketball to where you can't. If you're spending this much money on Mark Stoops, it tells me you're trying to take football serious.
Yeah.
I would think so.
And if you're
I
trying
would
to take
think
football
so.
serious, I don't see how you couldn't justify that buyout. I mean, South Carolina did it, and look at where it got them.
They're just doling him out a bunch of money and not expecting results.
I mean, are you going to re-sign the guy? Like what the?
No, in
No.
all reality,
I
I've seen him and Napier interviewing at McDonald's down the road, and I ain't bullshitting you.
No, he's not gone into this either. Like even if he has a bad year, he's still there.
What's his buyout drop down to after this year?
Like
We sort of had a bad year.
Oh,
30
but ton.
maybe 20.
I'd
You
pay
can
it.
afford
I'd
that.
pay
You
it.
spread it
I
out
hate to
over a
tell you,
couple
Kentucky,
years.
but Kentucky
Y'all can
is
afford
what?
that as a program. You spread it out. You pay your next. You got to do the Carolina method. When Carolina took the buyout, we came in and got Beamer. He was one of the lowest paid head coaches in Power 5.
Matthew says the best job in America is a fired Power 4 football coach. That's true. Jimbo Fisher is probably
Jimbo's
the
still
luckiest
playing
American
bad.
alive right now.
I bet old Ed O's still getting checks.
Yeah, he's
It-
getting checks.
It's true, and to think about it is Clemson still 0-3 to the SEC as of last year?
I don't know what that has to do with what we're
hold
talking
on,
about
hold on.
now, but okay.
That is my conference stating my standard. All right, you went 9-3 and went to an ACC champ. That tells me everything I need to know about your conference.
Cool.
That tells me everything. I don't need to know any more else.
Cool. All right, cool.
Chris, what number
You-
you on? What number you on right now?
What number?
Yeah.
You should stop drinking before you call into the program.
No, I'm serious. What number
No,
are you
don't.
on? For real?
Jackpot
drink
says
more.
no,
It's about
don't.
5. But if I get
Drink
to
more.
10, boy, it's a lit. It's a
If he
light
gets
night.
to 10, you don't want to see
You
him.
don't want to see that because
You
it's
don't wanna see him
17 and
get to
14 on
You better
Clemson
stop this
Carolina
man
game
at
right
nine.
there.
Wouldn't it be funny to have old Knippy there at the live show and just get him like 5 or 6 shots and just
You
tell
need
him
to come
just
to-
run
Hey,
it out?
I'm
That
not
would be
kidding.
hilarious.
And I'm for real. Like, you know, I love the channel. I love both of you guys. I mean, I think you do an amazing job. I give you shit because I hate Clemson, and that ain't gonna change.
Sure.
But,
We all do.
I just want
that's
to
just
give
facts, but
you like
but
5 shots and put
everybody
you on a
does.
stage in front of
I
everybody.
have been thinking about it. I for real, I was talking to the wife about going down there to the last show, but
Well, I think they're doing it in
money
the
else and
upstate
do
this
that.
year.
I don't know.
Isn't
We
that
have
right?
to work on that. We have to work
Yeah,
on that. But no,
I'm serious.
I just want to put you on in front of everybody after giving you like 5 shots and be like, "This is South Carolina," and then
I'll
just
do
let
it,
you
bro.
talk,
Hey,
and
brother,
then just
I'll
walk
do
away.
it.
Of
I'll
course you
do
will.
it.
Hey, y'all
I
can't
no
skimp us on the
shit.
karaoke at this next Robin Kale show. We were
It-
promised karaoke last year, and damn it, I came ready, and I never
Hey,
got a mic in front of me.
Wait a minute. We
I'll do
promised
it, Peckerhead.
I don't
I'll
remember
sing
that.
with you,
Said
but
we did.
I'm
deal is-
singing "Ain't As Good As I Once Was" by Toby motherfucking Keith.
All right.
The last time we did karaoke
Gang.
at a live show
I'll
was
karaoke with them.
hold on. But the Comrade lost a bet that the Gamecocks were going to beat Kentucky in football, and Kentucky beat them for the 5th straight time. And he had to wear the Kentucky 5 Bomb shirt.
Damn.
And he had to sing a Keith Whitley song, and we threw tomatoes at him in front of everybody. We literally threw tomatoes at him as he sang.
All right.
said
No tomatoes, but I'll do game. The only thing is you have to tell me what hotel y'all gonna be at, so I can. look
I've
it
had
up.
some lovely experience. I got to tase old Rob Sanders at one of them. He rode the Lightning.
Yeah, the tasing part sucks, but
maybe we can work in some pepper spray next year. Maybe
I've already done.
I'm
Hold
not
on,
that-
I'll choose the spray. I mean the taser over the pepper spray. I know I'm like the only guy that'll say that, but I've been pepper
I'll
sprayed
take
like
the
5 times.
taser over.
I'll take
Taser ain't
the
bad.
taser.
The taser,
will
I
choose
held
the
it to my
taser.
arm. I was fine. I held.
Yeah.
Rob can attest to that. I held that
Yeah,
shit to my
there's
arm.
video of him shocking himself with his.
I
dumbass.
might shit myself if I took one of those damn taser
So-
shots.
And Kale, you have me to thank
You
for
know-
not getting that taser shot. You know I bought like $40-$50 worth of shots to keep you safe.
I appreciate that.
Well, no,
took it-
like we were goofing with Jackpot, just kind of like putting the taser next to him, and he just like, "Fuck no, get that thing away from me."
Yeah.
You'd have thought we were kicking him in the face. It's pretty bad.
Hey,
So,
Bluegrass.
I'm
I asked
taking.
a question earlier. Who's going to be the next Kentucky? Is it going to be the hefty lefty? Who's getting their number retired next at Kentucky?
Yeah,
Gotta be
Randall
the
Cobb?
hefty lefty, right?
Randall
it's-
Cobb.
It could
Yeah.
be. It could
The
be.
hefty lefty would be in whatever post-mortem.
I think it's probably Jared Lorenzen,
And he died.
but I
You
tell
think
you,
it is the hefty lefty?
I think
What?
so. But sneaky pick Benny Snell. Benny Snell's the best player I've
Benny
ever seen in
Snell.
Kentucky.
Benny
Randall
Snell and
Cobb.
Daniel.
What happened to Randall Cobb?
He's. I mean, he
Yeah,
was.
Randall
Why
Cobb
would you
love.
not have Randall Cobb's number retired?
Yeah, he's still in the damn league too.
Is he?
And Daniel, who you
Yeah.
going for Tennessee?
He follows Aaron Rodgers wherever he goes. I would go Eric Berry.
Eric Berry. I'm not familiar with. Well, no, I've
What
heard his
about
name. He was
what about the
safety, right?
doctor that is still at Tennessee? The one that Peyton Manning teabagged. Shouldn't her number be retired?
Oh yeah, she should. She's
She's still
She's
there?
a real OG.
She's still there.
What was the whatever has ever come of that deal of that story? Sports Talk Jabroni was talking about the guy who was like a walk-on who had a landscaping company and then he didn't do work for a bunch of people and got sued. And what the hell is going on with that, Daniel?
Damn, I've never heard. I don't listen to Sport Talk, Jay, to be honest with you, so I don't know.
Yeah, if
It's some
Sports Talk
walk-on.
said it was not true.
It's not a true story.
If he said it, it's
Well,
not true. Everything he says is not true.
I was about to say, Daniel. We've had bickering back and forth, but I pretty much agree with most stuff you say. Sports Talk, Jay, I can't get down with that. I'm sorry.
I get
Yeah,
bored.
Daniel,
can't.
I
get
do want to
bored
hear your
listening to him.
opinion on the state of your quarterback room. If you think y'all are, if y'all actually go and take this BYU guy,
They're
what
not.
does that tell you about
Listen
the
to me.
They're not taking
Sports Talk Jay is the only Tennessee guy that's even considered. I've not heard anybody besides
Is that
him
the
say
case?
anything about that. Yes.
I heard he took a visit there.
He ain't took no fucking visit there.
That's what I heard. That's all. It could be false
No,
information. but
I
that's
listen to VolQuest every day and on the message boards. I promise you,
hadn't?
there's
But,
shit
hey,
is not-
but Daniel, what I said about the group of five Joey, I mean, if they did entertain this guy, don't you think that's shitting on him? I think it is.
yeah, I mean, it kind of would be. I mean, especially you haven't even seen him.
Especially you haven't even given him a fucking chance.
He ain't even got to practice yet.
Hey, do
Yeah.
you think G5 Joey got a millie?
Yeah, probably close to it.
Oh my gosh, dude!
I
Oh
actually
my
say
God.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I mean,
I'll
and you
give
had
him
the
a
money
miss.
laying around.
Probably close to it. Yeah, I
That
would
is
say.
crazy.
It's a
How?
quarterback. It's
Why?
because it's a quarterback. Quarterback's going to get paid higher than anybody. It doesn't matter if they haven't proved shit, really.
And I mean, if you're like no retaliation here. I mean, if you are kind of hurting for a QB1, you are going to pay a little bit more for
That's
it.
fair, but
I mean, let's just be real about business.
dude, a
That's how
millie
money
for
works.
that fucking guy? No way he was getting that at UCLA.
I think he was.
All right.
No
I,
way.
I want to say they said he was getting paid like $750K at UCLA or something like that.
Yeah.
He walked out with McDonald bags.
Yeah,
Some
no, we use,
All right, we
$750K,
gotta
that's
we
not
use
even enough to
Chick-fil-A
rent a
now.
1-bedroom apartment out there, is it?
Hell, boys,
No,
I'm
we're
just
not.
hoping to have a good enough player one time that Sports J makes some fucking video talking about one of our good players getting poached. This is bullshit.
I don't even know who Kentucky's quarterback's going to be this year.
Yeah, only
It's
thing he does
Zach
with
Calzada.
Kentucky.
Zach
Only thing he does with
Calzada?
Kentucky
Oh
is he
my
just clowns
God.
that guy all the time.
Did y'all hear
All right.
that? Tell them who your starting quarterback's going to be.
Zach Calzada
Oh yeah, the
the kid from A&M, right?
A&M.
that beat
Yeah.
Alabama.
Zach Calzada, the kid who played for A&M.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right, I gotta drop some of you guys off. I gotta bring in Chris from Georgia.
You can drop me, man.
All right,
good.
man. See you later.
All right, buddy.
Let's see here.
Yeah.
And Daniel, we'll talk to you later. Bluegrass, we'll talk to you later too, buddy.
All right, see y'all.
All right, Daniel, thank you, buddy.
Yep.
And let's see here.
Like this one quick.
Yeah, Chris, what do you
What's
got,
up?
buddy? We got to get out of here.
Oh no, I tuned in. I got home from the movies, tuned in a little late. Heard y'all. I don't know why y'all shit on Joey. Hell, I mean,
What'd you
he's
go
got
to
more
see?
touch. He's 16th, but he's first in touchdowns of anybody up there. Hell, you could take I think there's only 2 quarterbacks you could combine that had more career touchdowns than him, and 14 touchdowns is bad enough to be 16th, or not touchdowns, but 14 interceptions bad enough to be 16th, but 12 interceptions is good enough to be first.
Well, I don't think anybody's really referencing his stats. They're more so referencing his win rate at App State last year.
I mean, when you don't like, Jake had worse stats than him. The whole reason why they won 11 games at BYU is because he's opposite of a top 20 defense. Joey's going to be opposite of a top 20 defense. He's never had that before, so he's not going to be having to throw crazy ass throws down 20 points because App State's already let somebody score 20 on them.
I mean, the thing with that is I'm looking at a lot of
What
their
we had to
losses.
do against
They didn't
Clemson.
score a lot in those games. It's not like it was only the defense. To be fair, there wasn't a game where they scored more than 38 points all year.
I mean, you also got to look at,
And that was East
2023.
Tennessee State.
2023, he was fifth in the country in touchdowns and 7th in yards.
I mean, yeah, that could be the case still, but they lost 5 games.
I mean, hell, if people are saying Tennessee's going to lose 6, so.
And
We'll see.
and I'm looking at their schedule. I mean, dude,
I just don't see
it's a
how. I
nothing
just don't see
burger.
how you.
No way.
I just don't see how you could look at a guy who, in his career, I mean, to be fair, we can go back and listen to what people said about Hendon Hooker whenever he hit that transfer portal. People were not very high on him, and I'm not saying the kid's going to be Hendon Hooker, but I think he could be better than Nico. But
why? Hold
I
on.
believe that.
If he was better than Nico, why would UCLA replace him with Nico?
Because Nico comes as a package deal with 2 quarterbacks. He's got more than 1 year left of eligibility.
He's got a brother too.
Yeah, you got 2 quarterbacks for about $1.5 million probably, and then you also have multiple years on both of them. He might get a second year if the
Come on.
Diego Pavia rule holds up.
That coach is on the hot seat. He's not
Right.
planning for a 4-year window. That guy had
Yeah,
a
but any
terrible
coach,
record last
and
year.
the dude's from LA. It's the same reason the Jacksonville Jaguars toyed and had Tim Tebow on the team for about 6 weeks because they could sell the shit out of a bunch of Tebow jerseys. Ian Aliava is going to sell the shit out of
No,
jerseys.
he needs to win games. That dude won like 3 games last year, and he had the worst opening press conference I've ever seen. He's not bringing in a guy thinking, "Oh, I've got a package deal. I'll have him for 3 or 4 years." He needs to
He's
win
not-
now.
Bro,
Chris?
he is not making the choices of who he brings in. The boosters are.
Oh, well, he most certainly has influence on
bro,
who he's bringing in. You think he doesn't have the influence on his starting
He's in the
quarterback,
same
Chris?
situation.
Right.
He's in the exact same situation Texas A&M's baseball coach is in. They let the players pick the coach, and they're trying to keep the players from transferring, and he is not in control of anything. He is.
Chris, I understand what you're saying, but I don't think there's a thing you could say that'll tell me he's not in control of at least his starting quarterback. I would grant you that for any other position, but he is in control of his
I mean,
starting
we'll
quarterback.
see. I mean, Andrew Luck's not the head coach at Stanford, and he controls who starts at Stanford.
Yeah,
I
but
don't know
that's
what-
Stanford.
That's
I don't
different.
know what he's talking about. But Big Barney Ross here dropping some knowledge. Says it gets worse, Chris. It's always darkest most before it goes completely black.
That is.
We'll see. I just don't
That's
see. I
true.
just
Both
don't see.
things.
I just don't see how you could have a guy with 12 picks at number 1 in the conference, a guy who, if he had thrown 400 passes like Joey did, had he thrown 400 passes, he would have averaged, or he was on pace to have 18 picks, and he's the third best quarterback in the conference, being coached by an idiot.
But listen, he had a losing record. I want to read off this App State schedule last year because I don't think you understand.
Do we want to
where we're
bring up?
coming-
Okay,
Hold up, just let me read this
before you
off.
do that, what was Virginia Tech's record with Hendon Hooker starting?
I don't know, but it was against ACC competition.
Pretty fucking bad. Yeah,
I don't
it was
know.
against Clemson and then Boston College and NC
I know, but I
State.
want to read these
We've
off
seen
and
what
you tell
NC
me
State,
if
Boston College
Boston
are.
but let me read this and you tell me if Boston College is better. Okay, so they played East Tennessee State last year. They won 38-10. Their best game at Clemson, they lost 66-20. They then go on the road to East
big
Carolina where they won 21-19. They lose at home to South Alabama 48-14. They lose on the Liberty game got canceled. I don't know what the hell happened there.
That was the hurricane.
Must have been. They lose at Marshall 52-37. They lose at Louisiana Raging Cajuns 34-24. They win at home versus Georgia State, who just lost their head coach, mind you. He came home. We all know that. Sean Elliott, welcome home. 33.
They beat Sean
Hold on,
Elliott
my
into
dog
the
wants to
ground.
come in. I'll finish.
That same quarterback
right.
beat Sean Elliott into the ground. That's why
They
that's the
go.
reason why he quit.
So they got the Georgia State win. They beat Old Dominion 28-20. They lose to Coastal Carolina.
And they beat Old Dominion worse than we did.
They beat James Madison 34-20, and then they lose to Georgia Southern 29-20. That is not a Virginia Tech having a bad record in the ACC. I mean, they
Bro,
played
he's going
one
to be
legit
surrounded.
game
He's
all
going to
year.
be surrounded by more. He's going to have a defense. Their defense was 117th in scoring defense last year. 117th.
Well,
out
they
of
gave up
130
66
teams.
to Clemson. That don't help. I mean, you can kind of throw that. That's kind of like a DJ.
Bro,
Lively
me
versus
and you
Stanford.
both of our teams hung half 100 on NC State, and they didn't have the 117th worst defense. That's like
Cool.
you could sit there and say, "Oh, well, it's not the defense's fault." He's never going to have to sit there and play from 30 down. He's just not. Like, it's just insane that you could sit here and look at a guy that has a positive TD to INT ratio that is the all-time leading single season record holder at a school that in the D2 was a powerhouse. So some good players have came through that school against some equal competition. So some dudes should have been putting up stats, but nope. He broke all of those records. I mean, the guy.
Okay, well, hold up. Then I got a question. If he's that good, why was he committed to UCLA, and why was somebody like Ohio State or Georgia or Michigan not offering the guy in his original portal cycle?
Because most people had their quarterbacks already, but good teams had their quarterbacks
There were
already.
plenty.
They didn't
Oregon
expect-
could have offered him. They're losing their starting quarterback. Southern Cal could have offered him.
Oregon already has their Dante Moore was their quarterback.
Dante
for the
Moore.
moment.
I'm just saying they're replacing their quarterback.
All
There's
right.
a number of high level teams who could have offered him if he's a real. I mean, shit. Oklahoma could have went after him.
I mean, his home state,
Missouri could have went after him.
his home state school offered him, and he went, and they fucked him over.
I'm just
I mean,
saying, Missouri. There's a number of SEC teams who could have went after him and didn't. And now
Well,
you're
he's
wanting you're wanting me to believe he's like the top, like some top prospect.
I
mean,
didn't
you're
say
just
top
completely
prospect. I just
discounting
said
he
you
couldn't
can't
win
sit there-
games. I
you
don't care
cannot
about
sit
your
there and
defense.
hold
You
picks
can't win
against
games, dude.
You can't sit there and hold picks against him, and then
I'm
let
not
it
even
fly
talking
with all
about
the other
picks.
ones.
I don't even care about anything else. I'm just talking about winning games.
Robert,
Right.
you comment on that one?
Yeah, let's gentlemen, we appreciate your banter this evening on that. We're gonna
Who's
find
more
out.
likely to be worse, Florida or Auburn? Florida has a tougher
Auburn?
schedule, but I still think probably Auburn.
Auburn, yeah.
All right, thank you, Chris. We appreciate it, brother. There you
Peace,
go. There's
Chris.
Chris leaving. All right, Peggerhead. Oh, Peggerhead just left. I didn't kick him off. Hey guys, quick question: who's more likely to have a worse, Florida or Auburn? I'm going to go with Florida because of their schedule, but I don't know. I worry that Hugh Freeze is going to be trying to coach again from the damn press box like he did at Liberty because of his cancer diagnosis. And we're
Well,
gonna
I
have to
see
hear
that,
that shit.
USC knife up there that he's got. It every time it flashes up, I think it says USC cream pie.
What is wrong with you, Jack?
That's what I thought it. That's what it looked like. Pigskin Pete said Auburn has the easiest schedule in the SEC. Well, I mean, they play Alabama and Georgia. I don't know about that, Pete. Mizzou's is pretty easy because Mizzou's got Oklahoma. They missed Georgia. They missed Texas. They do play Alabama and A&M.
We'll find out on that one. I don't know. We'll see on that one.
Tennessee's is supposedly softer than some too.
Jackpot. Here's his response to you, sir. Can you read that?
He says, "I'm the USC cream pie."
Jesus.
Well, that's what I thought it said. That's what it looked like. Just if you go look at it real quick, like poof, like snap your head real quick. That's what it looked like. The optics were different. They hit
Fair enough. All right. Well, we've had a great show this evening. As always, we appreciate you guys. And
yeah,
we'll see you
it has
later on.
been.
See you later on, folks.
See you guys.
All right, Jackpot.